so we're going to be wrapping up Unit 7 here over the next few days. Today we're going to be looking at Unit 7, Lesson 8. And we're going to be talking about the coordinate plane. Okay. With that said, what's nice about this is something that you've actually seen before. You're just hearing it by its true name, the coordinate plane. And what we're going to be doing is now we're going to be taking it to another step. So if you remember, we've talked about how, we've talked about having a graph, right? This is our y-axis, and this is our x-axis, correct? And then we would number it. This would be 0 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this is called a graph, okay? And then you would get an ordered pair. So let's say we have an ordered pair of 4, 3. Okay? And we remember that x comes first, then y. We always know that we go x first, then y. So I'm going to go over 4, and then I'm going to go up 3, and I'm going to put a dot. Okay? So I've just graphed something I've graphed a point on our graph. Okay, what we're going to be talking about today, though, is we're now going to be taking this and we're going to be making it bigger. Okay, we're going to be looking at more numbers. We're also going to be adding negative numbers to it. So no longer are we going to have a graph that looks like this, but we're going to be having a graph that looks like this. Okay? And each one of these is a different quadrant. Okay? So this quadrant has a name, this quadrant has a name, this quadrant has a name, and this quadrant has a name. So today, we're going to be talking about how to graph numbers on this coordinate plane, and then we're also going to be talking about the different quadrants. Okay, so again, math on this is the math, the addition, subtraction, that type of thing, it's not there. We're just looking at how to graph things, okay, and what that looks like. So let's go ahead and get started today. Excuse me. I will locate and graph ordered pairs on a coordinate plane. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking at how to graph these things on our coordinate plane. Okay? And let's go ahead and take a look at our first example. Identify the ordered pair that names point P, then identify the quadrant in which point P is located. All right. So what we have here is we have our graph. Excuse me. What you will notice is over on this side, these are positive x's. Over on this side, these are negative x's. Up here, these are, I'll come up here, positive y's, and down here, negative y's. Okay? So I am looking for point P. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find point P, which is right here, and I'm going to go over 2. So I know that my x is 2. Now I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives me a negative 4. So my ordered pair for this is going to be 2, negative 4. Okay? 2, negative 4. Now that's the first part of this question. Identify the ordered pair that names point P. That's part 1. There's 2 parts to this. The second part says, then identify the quadrant in which it is located. Okay? So there is a quadrant. There are quadrants here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to erase this really quick. just so I can go over the next part. Okay? So now there are quadrants. So I've written down my ordered pair. But now I have to figure out the quadrants. And these quadrants, this is broken up into 4 groups, okay? A quad, 4 groups. This quadrant right here, this entire thing, is quadrant 1. Okay? Quadrant 1. Okay, so it's quadrant 1, also known as the first quadrant. Either one will work. Okay? The first quadrant. Then, the second quadrant, or number 2, is right here. Second. So that is the second quadrant. This over here is the third quadrant. And this here is the fourth quadrant. Okay? And I think I just spelled fourth wrong. There we go. Okay? So those are the quadrants. It is going to be very important, boys and girls, that you make sure you answer both parts of the question. Okay? Both the ordered pair and the quadrant. So what I think I want you to do, well, what I know I want you to do right now is I want you to write this example down in your notebook. Okay? I want you to mark that this is located at 2, 4, and then make sure you label the different quadrants. Okay? That's going to be very important so that when this does come up, you know how to read the different quadrants. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Take a moment or two and write that down, and then go ahead and press play when you are ready to continue. All right. Okay, so we're going to go on here. Oops, went too far. Identify the ordered pair that names point S. Then identify the quadrant in which point S is located. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to look for where point S is. Okay? Point S is located right here. So let's first answer this first question. The ordered pair. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I am going to go over on my X. I'm always starting on my X-axis. I'm going to go, there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3. However, this is negative 3 because I am to the left of 0. So that is negative 3 on the X-axis. Then I'm going to go on my Y-axis. 1, 2. But I see that I went down, that's negative 2. So my answer to the first part is negative 3, negative 2. Then I want to figure out its quadrant. And now if we remember, this is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. So this would be in the third quadrant. Okay? All right, so let's take a look at maybe one more example. Okay, here's our third example. Identify the ordered pair that names point R, then identify the quadrant in which point R is located. All right, so same process, guys. I know we've done this a few times. Let's take a look at it again. Looking for the ordered pair for, wow, that's a terrible straight line, for point R. So I'm going to go on my X first. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So my first number is 3. It's a positive 3, so I'm just going to leave it as a positive 3. Put in my comma. I'm now going to go on the Y, and it goes down 1, so that's going to be a negative 1. So my answer to the first part of this question is going to be 3, comma, -1. Okay? So now I need to figure out its quadrant. So I look here and I know that this is the first one, number 2, the third, and the fourth. Notice I do this for each one. It's just so I get in the habit of doing it. Okay, so I see that R is in the second quadrant. Okay, guys, so that's what we're going to be doing today. You'll notice it's not that difficult. It's more just making sure we understand the concept and we're following along with that. So let's go ahead and take a peek at our homework for tonight. Right here. All right, open this bad boy up. Okay. So you will see, excuse me. You will see that for the numbers 1 through 4, you're going to use the coordinate grids to the right. So here it is to the right. And then you're going to identify the point for each ordered pair. So you're going to give me a letter for each one of those. Okay. Then you're going to use the same graph, and you're going to give me not only the ordered pair, but then you're also going to give me the quadrant. So there are 2 answers there that you need to give. Don't just do one. You do both to get credit. Okay? Then go ahead and you're going to graph them. So with this section here, you're going to graph them. Make sure all you need to do is put a dot and then give me the letter. Okay? We'll do I, just because that one doesn't exist. Okay? So that's what that's going to look like. All right, and then for number 13, just give it a try. See, give it a whirl. See how you do with that one. All right, guys. So let's get to this. If you have any questions, make sure you ask for some help. And yeah, let's get to this. All right, guys. Here we go.